Hey there. All right. A little illustration. And I can't remember the woman's name who I saw this with, but kudos. It's a good illustration. This is your life, right? It's something a lot of us wear. And let's just say that this, she called them traumas, right? I'll stay with that for now. Boom. That one goes in there. Boom. That one goes in there. Boom. This one goes in here. This is what it's like, right? And okay, some of them are small, so forth and so on. And then a bunch more small things. We can put all those in there. All right. Of course, got to have this. Whoa. And guess what's beginning to happen to this backpack? And then boom. All right. Now this could be any number of things. This could be sexual trauma. This could be just moving from your childhood home. This could be the death of a parent. This could be any number of things. We add that to this backpack, and what do we have? We have a lot of weight that we are carrying. Right? So the process of healing to some degree is taking these things out. However, that picture is incomplete biologically. All right. And here's what it really looks like. You have an experience. The experience in itself is not trauma. All right. This goes in here like this. There's two things we can do with that. Right? It can stay in there. And that is a bit what ends up being trauma. And again, I could load it all up with the big ones and the little ones, right? All right. Or we take it out. That's the healing process. If we let this thing accumulate with all these books and stuff like the little stuff and the rubber bands and wristbands, books, or little octahedrons, stuff like that. All of this can pile in here, and it can take a lot, and it will weigh a lot, and that's how biologically it feels to us. That's what it's doing to us. You want to know about chronic fatigue and all the rest of that stuff? Boom. It's a good chance it's your trauma. The event itself is not the trauma. The event itself is you, your body, your psyche, holding all of this weight and all of the messages that come along with this weight. Now, if I really wanted to prop this out, instead of the biology of trauma, it would say shame. It would say, you get what I'm saying? I could create book covers, blah, blah, blah. Those all go in there because we might carry this for decades. I did. Really it'll suck experience. Or, and here's the thing, I help people get rid of the books because your body has the process to do that. A lot of people call it the deactivation process. I mean, and that's something that comes from Peter Levine is where I learned it. I don't think he's the only. And so the deactivation process is taking these things all out one by one and putting them back where they belong and so forth and so on. Then the thing is tomorrow we have another one. Goes in here. And guess what we do? We complete the cycle. And guess what never happens? Yeah, it doesn't fill up. Stays nice and empty, nice and lightweight. We might not even carry it anymore. That is biologically complete because the body is equipped to do that, to empty that basket. That's the healing that I teach. And there's how you can get a hold of me. Whoop. And there's the website. That's the healing process I teach to people so that you can empty out this backpack. And then you're equipped so that if something goes into your backpack, it can then be taken out at the end of the day. Maybe even right then and there. I used to do it when I come home from a call and a fire engine, if it was a bad call, because I could feel it wanting to happen in my body. And I just shuck off most of the gear I had on, go lay down on the floor in the weight room because it's one of the few places I figured I could be alone. And every once in a while, somebody say, "What are you doing?" I'd say, "I'm deactivating, man. I'm tremoring. I'm getting this stuff out of my body." But that's how that works. But I love the picture of all of the stuff being stuffed into our backpack, and we're carrying all of that weight. The healing process is the removal of that. And then for future prevention of trauma, we use that deactivation process, which includes some breathing. And yeah, that's very, very possible. I've been teaching it for 13 years, but I love the illustration. So if you want your backpack emptied, get a hold of me. You can comment here. You can get my email address on the website. Just get a hold of me one way, shape, form, or another so that you can start emptying your backpack and maybe not even wear it in the future because that really feels good. All right. Have yourselves a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.